So let's talk enforcing a little bit. Now, obviously, this can be done in numerous ways as far as debt collecting, getting rid of squatters and stuff like that. And you had a documentary, like, you know, a bit of a while ago called The Boy from Bermondsey, right?
Bermondsey Boy, yeah.
Bermondsey Boy, right? And there were some clips in there where you was going to certain places and getting rid of squatters. And I've got to say, you know, like, you was really polite sort of doing it sort of thing. Because there were people, they were squatting or something, and he was like, listen, got about 5 minutes, get what you need, and, you know, you're gone sort of thing. And they saw you, I was
listen, I justify
yeah.
my criminal behaviour by the amount of opportunities I give you before I turn criminal. So if I'm actually there, go to you, listen, mate, I'm not in your home. There is 4 of us. Look at me. Right? You got 5 minutes to pack your fucking gear and leave, or I'm breaking you up. Yeah, I'm going to put holes in you, bite lumps out of you. I'm going to hurt you. So before I do that, please let me be nice and leave.
That was really polite, yeah.
And if you don't, then fuck. I'm entitled to come down on you as hard as I fucking like because I gave you the opportunity.
No chance, yeah.
Yeah, you understand what I mean?
Totally.
And the old-fashioned day of like the Conan the Barbarian doing the debt collecting thing, I've said this on the other... Yeah, the debt collecting thing changed, like the old-fashioned way of boxing used to go like that, and like the old football changed. And debt collecting changed. You're now clever. You know what I mean? You can now go into someone's house, like I've said on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and wake them up in their bedroom with a couple of geezers. You don't have to hit them.
Yeah.
Hi, mate. Yeah, about that £1,000,000. Shush, love. Shut up!
That was incredible.
Mate. Right,
that was incredible, yeah, honestly.
That's the truth. Don't talk about that money. Shush, mate, please. Yeah, that's it. About that money. I don't expect you to have it. Yeah?
Yeah.
But next time you see me, I'm going to give you another fucking belly button. You understand me? So, like, pay it. And by the time you leave, the wife then takes over your job. She does owe it. I'm not robbing the man. It's a debt collection. He has robbed someone.
Makes sense.
It's easy for me to put my Robin Hood hat on when I'm debt collecting. I'm not running around nicking things off people.
For sure.
You get what I mean?
No, totally. Yeah, sick. So, the rave scene in the early 80s, and obviously, I don't know who you was calling it, but I guess when you're doing the doors now, at this point now, you was pretty prolific, I guess, with the doors. You had
of course,
a bunch of people work for you, but now you have the inclusion of like drugs.
Yeah.
And you've said previously that with the drugs, it kind of sort of changed everything as far as how much attention you was getting, and you know, a lot more.
Being a doorman, you was getting £100 a night.
Right.
And it didn't matter whether they were taking drugs in there or not. You know, actually, you didn't want to be a drug dealer. You was doing a doorman. That was all right. Drug dealing was, or drugs in general, was looked at as quite slimy and shitty. But then the E's came out, and someone somewhere is earning fucking thousands of pounds. There is 1,000 people in this nightclub, and they're all buying a pill that costs 20 quid each. Do the maths, right? So whoever's in charge of that is making a lot of money.
Killing.
So seeing as the doormen are the ones that's in charge of searching everyone, the doormen ended up being the ones that were in charge of who's selling what, or getting a cut out of it. Now you're earning 3 or 4 or 5 grand a night as a doorman because you've got that going on. You understand what I mean? You're dealing, you're throwing out everyone else that's selling anything else apart from your dealers. So you're getting one dealer sell 3,000 pills singularly at 20 quid. Yeah, and so it then became you had to go work with a strap because whoever wants to run that little thing there, it was worth having a fight to the death for. That's big fucking money. And it all changed. You know what I mean? The cocaine was a rich man's drug at the time. You know what I mean? Not everyone you talk to has a line. My nan must have the as well. You know? And a grow in the area, you know what I mean? Or whatever. But then it was... Drugs was different then, you understand what I mean? If you got caught with a packet of large razors in your pocket, people would go, wow, drug addict, you know, it was such a bad thing, you know what I mean? And cocaine, only movie stars had it on the telly. It weren't really out on road, it wasn't there.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Right? Now it's become how it is, and the people are earning so much money in doing it, you can't knock them, but it won't mark up a tea. Yeah? When I was at it and I was a bit more active, if you grabbed 20 criminals in a room, you would have had a selection of bank robbers, hijackers, burglars, fighters. You know, now it's just purely narcotics. It's just drugs.
Exactly.
And there is honour among thieves, But there is no honour among drug dealing, mate.
100%.
Yeah? The money has bent everyone's morals. And if you grass him up, you don't have to pay him the £1 million that you owe him. And things like that happen a lot.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and money bends people. The drug turns people, girls into whores. I'm not moaning about that, but it does, right? It turns really normal, straight, proper geezers. Once they get on that, they turn into a complete and utter dickhead in front of my face.
Yeah.
Right? And so I'm not knocking it. 95% of the people I know do it. So I'm not, but it's not for me. I'm in charge. And I can't be one of them dickheads.
Makes sense,
Yeah? I can't be that. I've seen it, not I've seen it do something. I've seen it make people billionaires, but it don't last. Yeah, if you got someone like, while they're sitting there with a soft top BMW and a little flat in Marbella doing all the thing, it's great to be a drug dealer, but if you ask him why he's got 35 years wrapped around him, or 10 years in a little prison in Morocco, or it weren't so great.
Yeah.
And once you get this old, you realise you're not alive a long time, and you can't start wasting 20 and 30 years in prison.
Amazing.
You can't start wasting that. And that's a myth, that about when you go to prison, you learn all the different, how to be a better crime, like it's a college of, that's not true. Right, because everyone in there got caught. You fucking dickhead. Everyone in there is shit at it, they're in prison. They all got caught. So all you're going to learn from going to prison is how not to do it. No one's going to teach you how to be a clever criminal. They all got caught. Who the fuck's going to teach you anything?
That is great logic.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, and if you say, what are you doing? 10 years. Oh, well, you're doing 20 years. And you'll go, oh, wow, yeah, you're doing 20. And what are you doing? I'm doing 30, 40 years. Oh, well, you must be really good. You fucking, it's the wrong way round. It's the wrong way round.
For
All
sure.
you're going to learn is how not to fucking do it. And if you can remember all them ways of how he got caught, how he got caught, how he got caught, how he got caught, whatever. And when you come out, if you still want to be involved in the crime world, and you can remember all them ways of how not to get caught, then you can be a clever criminal. But no one's going to teach you how to be a clever criminal.
Exactly.
Yeah?
Great logic.
You know, I got caught because I was a dickhead. I went to prison because I was a fool. Yeah, I weren't clever.
For sure.
You know, I've done 5 years. This is the government trying to be clever with me.
Right.
I've done 5 and a bit years in prison on remand for things that I got found not guilty for. I done a year and got found not guilty.
Yeah.
I done 9 months, got found not guilty. Couple of 8 months, got not guilty. So adding it all up, that's 5.5 years. That's an 11-year sentence they've given me.
Literally, isn't it?
And while you're in there, no one's paying your mortgage, your cars, your kids' school fees, nothing like that. That means that you don't win.
Yeah.
Right? Crime is only glamorous on the big screen and in books. In reality, it's a fucking shit.
Amazing.
Right.
Well said, Mr Courtney.
Right,
Literally,
it's
yeah. Yeah. Amazing. So speaking of prison, I believe in the early 80s, there was a bit of an incident with yourself outside I guess a Chinese restaurant or something, and you got into a bit of a squabble with a sort of a Chinese fella.
Yeah. There was a member of my family went up. It was a New Year's Eve,
Right.
and he went up to the Chinese. And while he was going up to the Chinese, about 5 to 12, everyone went, "No, get us this, get us that, get us this, get us that." So he ordered all this stuff, and when they brought it out on plates, he went, "No, I want it takeaway." You know what? You can't do takeaway New Year's Eve. You've got to pay for it here. And so he wouldn't pay for it. You know, he's not going to give everyone's money away.
Right.
And they hurt him a bit. Yeah, they hurt him. So by the time he gets back into the pub and I see he's I then run up to the pub, not knowing everyone's run behind me. Run in there and went, right, who's the tasty bastard that just beat up a fucking 14-year-old? Right. And because I thought I was on my own, they were all going, "Oh, it was me. Oh, it was me. It was me too. Oh, it was me too." And I went, "Oh, no." So then this fella had like the kebab. No, the big kebab,
what they call the shivs or something. Yeah.
So as I'm running towards him, looking at the knife, I'm getting the little karate chops and that. I'm not saying they don't hurt. Look, it done properly, it does. But I had that on my head, and by the time I got to him, I was biting his hand. He's let go of the knife. I've now got the knife. He jumps up on the counter, and I said, "Now what are you going to do, you idiot?" It's the truth. While I'm standing like that, he went to me, "Ah!" and jumped on me. Just went right through him like. Sorry. Then it all really kicked off at the turbo.
Fucking hell.
And everyone's going mad. And all my mates come running in and they're trying to fight people. They didn't know who was a customer, who was what. They didn't know what had happened. And the fella come out with a big frying pan full of fat. Going, get out my shop, get out my shop. So I've actually gone bum, flick that. He's put up, burnt himself. He crispy ducked himself completely. So now I'm trying to get out, to be perfectly honest. And then out from the kitchen. This is the truth, man. This is the truth. Out from the kitchen came. Don't forget, this is years ago. I was 21.
Right.
Bruce Lee was kicking about at the time.
Yeah.
And out from the kitchen come this geezer with no shirt, then black trousers on, and then black wicker shoes on. And I just like, there was Bruce Lee. And he had this chopper that had been cut out of one bit of metal, like the handle and the chopper. And he's just spinning it about, looking at my eyes like this. And I was like, fuck, man, I'm going to get... You know, I thought he was going to make some chicken noise, like, what do you want? And jump. I don't know. I was like, and I didn't try to get him, and he was just going, whoosh, and I was going, and it's like a real sword fight, a real genuine. I'm 20 fucking, I'm a baby, and there's Bruce Lee. He's trying to kill me in this thing, and he's looking at me going, whoosh, and I'm going, and he's going, whoosh, and I was going, and then he walked into the boiling oil, and he went like, and then I thought, fucking. Boom! Ta-da! Yeah. And ran away. And I know it's funny, but I got 3.5 years for that.
Oh, mate, crazy.
3.5 years for that little fucker.
So, like, basically, you was up for murder, basically, at that point.
Yeah. Well, attempted.
Attempted murder, right, yeah. So,
listen, I'm famous for getting not guilties. I've had 22, 23 not guilties. And the reason no one in the world can do what I did about getting all them not guilties is the first rules in the law book are, if there is an element of doubt, whether he's guilty or not, you have to go not guilty. Because we can be guilty of letting a guilty man get not guilty, but we can't be guilty of letting an innocent man go to prison. So if there's an element of doubt, and because I had all these thousands of friends, I could have 50 friends stand up and go, I was at a party and Dave was there, I was at a party and Dave was there, I was at a party. I was with him. He was shagging me all night. Right, so, and I was getting not guilty all the time. Now, because I had 1 million people prepared to fucking swear, I tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help me God. I had 1 million people who do it. 2 firemen, a couple of people in the Navy, you know, pick my witnesses. Right? But now, there's Facebook's come out. And before you put in, you say all your witnesses that are going to say, the jury just goes, well, he's your mate, he's on Facebook, he's not a witness, he's your mate, he's on Facebook, he's your other mate, he's on Facebook, he's on Facebook. You've got no witnesses to pick up and go court you, because they're all on your fucking Facebook. So you can't do what I done before. Before I just had that. When I was doing a job, I'd bring witnesses with me. If I was going in to get money out of that betting office or post office, I'd bring you and your wife and you and your wife. And then I'd go and do it and leave. And by the time the police got there and I say, is there any witnesses? Yeah, there's 4, you and your wife. And you'll say, big ginger black man left on horseback that way. Millwall tattooed on his forehead. Yeah? Right. And if they did actually catch me, the 4 witnesses go, no, it weren't him.
Yeah.
That's how I got to have it.
That's fucking quality, honestly.
Right, I brought my own fucking witnesses with me. But you can't do that today.
You can't.
The computer's fucked you, innit?
Completely.
Yeah, the computer, like, if I had the on with you, young man, I'd find out where you live and come and tell you. Or go down your pub with a little few-handed and sort out this problem. Now I get if I allowed a computer in my house, which you'll have a look around and see there fucking ain't one, right, where I'll get some machine where it pumps out a thing going, you're a fat grass wanker, and no name and no address. I don't want that in my house. I don't want that in my house. I've got a thing the other day that come through on my website that someone in Botswana thinks I'm a dickhead. I don't even know anyone in Botswana. What the fuck? I don't want that machine in my house.
Ain't that the truth? Yeah.
Right? And it's took away the man thing.
Yeah.
Keeping all of us fighting each other, and he said that. Or I've been in my house and I've known this man 40 years. He's a proper geezer. And he's going on there listening to while I was putting some beers in the fridge, and he's going, well, I blocked him. What do you mean? Yeah, blockchain. And do you know that Martin is in his top 10 best friends and he's only known him 10 minutes and I'm not even in it? Well, fuck it, I blocked it. Like, what the fuck? I know it's a new world that we've all got to go forward with it.
Yeah.
But that, to someone like me, I don't want to learn it. I don't want to learn it. I'm like, Jesus.
Nah, it makes perfect sense, yeah. Nah, I'm with you, Mr Courtney, man, literally.
Or they put a picture up and they're going, well, he ain't liked my photo. So fucking what?
You know what I mean?
And he liked Bobby's photo and he didn't. Really? Really?
Amazing, honestly.
It took the man out of being a man.
It has,
Genuinely took the testosterone out of being a man.
Completely. Totally. Now, Mr Courtney, if I can quote you, something that you said,
me.
I found something so interesting that you said, right? You said, no one is bigger than a myth.
Yeah, well, that's God's honest truth because I have now morphed into a bit of a myth, yeah? And I read some of the things that I'm supposed to be or what I'm supposed to have done or, yeah? And no one or nothing is as big as the myth. I know the crazy.
Do you know how true that is? Like, when you put it in
do know how
perspective,
true it is.
yeah, no, obviously.
Because I am one. I've
Yeah,
got these people that think I can walk on water.
You got to copyright that, honestly, because that's incredible.
Yeah, but it's true. I know the Cray twins.
Yeah.
And Charlie. Charlie Cray lived in this house with me. I know Lenny McLean and Roy Shaw. I know all the myths. I'm a very good friend of Charlie Brown. I know them.
Absolutely.
But they're not that. They're not.
What you read.
And I ain't saying I'm that.
Yeah.
You know, some of them people, you actually read it, you'd think you could shoot him and it'd bounce off. they die. You know what I mean? So no one or nothing is as big as the myth.
Crazy.
Yeah? And I firmly believe that, me included.
Yeah. So is this a notion that you had when you first encountered, like with the craze, when they called you up and or
No,
something you've always known?
No, I've had to grow to learn that.
Right.
Because I actually believed the same as everyone else that, wow, the Cray twins, and you know, yeah, you know, like.
For sure.
I'll pretend I'm not worried about them both trying to get hold of me or touch me up or whatever, you know what I mean? And I'll just pretend I don't know that because it's the Cray twin or the... You understand what I mean? But no one or nothing is as big as a myth.
Beautiful, honestly. That's beautiful. That is such a great quote.
True.
Yeah.